PLC interview questions you will actually get. 10 of them, grouped by tier, with the answer format hiring managers want. Different interviewers ask in different orders, but the topics overlap heavily. If you can answer all 10 cleanly, the technical prep gap closes for most controls roles. Fundamentals, instructions, protocols, safety, experience, plus the vendor-specific bonus questions almost every hiring manager throws in. Tier 1 is fundamentals. These are the filter questions. Miss them, and the interview usually ends early. Question 1. What is the scan cycle? The answer in 30 seconds. 3 phases: read inputs into a snapshot, run the program against the snapshot, write outputs from a separate image. Small program takes 1 to 5 milliseconds. Question 2. Explain the snapshot rule. The PLC does not look at live inputs during program execution. It looks at the snapshot from phase 1. Events between scans are invisible. This is why beginners think the rung is broken when actually it is doing exactly what the cycle requires. Question 3. Walk me through a seal and latch. 5 elements. Start contact, stop contact, overload contact, parallel feedback contact, motor coil. Press start, current flows, coil energizes, feedback closes, hold after release. Press stop, current drops, rung resets. Tier 2 is instructions. These probe whether you have actually written code or only studied it. Question 4. When TON versus TP. TON delays the output going true for the preset duration. TP fires the output true for exactly the preset duration regardless of input duration. The classic trap is using TON for what should be TP, a solenoid valve that needs a fixed 2-second open pulse. TON cares about input duration. TP does not. Question 5. Describe a CDU rung you have written. The honest answer is a bottle counter rung, or a part counter rung, or an event tally for downtime tracking. Include the reset path. Every production CTU needs a deliberate reset, or the counter grows unbounded and breaks the math. Tier 3 is protocols. These probe networking literacy. Question 6. Difference between Modbus RTU and TCP. Same protocol layer with the same function codes. RTU runs on RS485 serial with 1 master per chain. TCP runs on Ethernet with multiple masters possible and IP routing. RTU wins for long distance, legacy slaves, and determinism. TCP wins for new installs and multi-master integration. Question 7. How would you connect a serial VFD to an Ethernet IP-based SCADA? Answer: an RTU to TCP gateway. The gateway speaks RS485 to the VFD and Ethernet to the SCADA. No equipment replacement. A few $100s instead of a rewire. Tier 4 is safety. These questions filter out candidates who could become liabilities on the shop floor. Question 8. How do you wire an e-stop on a Category 3 machine? Answer: dual channel, both channels broken by the same physical button, monitored by a safety relay or safety PLC. Single-channel e-stops are not acceptable on Cat 3 machines. Question 9. When does a project need a safety PLC instead of a regular PLC plus safety relays? Honest answer: when the safety function complexity exceeds what discrete safety relays can handle. Light curtain timing logic. Multiple zones. Muting. Anything that would require a wall of safety relays is a safety PLC's job. SQL2 and above almost always justifies a safety PLC on cost alone. Tier 5 is experience. Behavioral questions. They separate junior candidates from mid-career and senior. Question 10. Walk me through a commissioning project. The shape of the answer matters more than the project. Lead with the scope. 3 sentences on what the system did. Then the role you played. Then the surprise. Every commissioning has a surprise. Then how it was resolved. Then what changed for the next project. Hiring managers listen for ownership, not technical depth, in this answer. A candidate who blames the previous engineer or the customer for the surprise loses. A candidate who owns the surprise and the recovery wins. Almost every interview throws in vendor-specific bonus questions to test which environments you actually have time in. XIC versus LD versus normally open contact. 3 names for the same instruction across Allen Bradley, Siemens, and IEC. Tag-based versus address-based syntax. Studio 5000 uses tags. RS Logic's 500 uses in 7:0. What does Studio 5000's online mode actually do? Answer: applies edits without stopping the controller, but only certain edit types are allowed. Adding a tag works online. Changing data types requires a full download. Knowing which is which signals you have done it for real. Practice the answers before the interview. Write a CLN rung at plcsimulationsoftware.com so you can describe one fluently. Build a TON versus TP scenario so you can explain the trap. Run a CDU with a deliberate reset path. The interview answers get easier when the rungs are in your fingers, not just your notes. Next video covers traffic light intersection logic, a classic interview portfolio piece that hits multiple of these question tiers in one program. Subscribe, new video every Tuesday. See you in the next one.